Hey guys, welcome back to All Out Fighting. I am here with Frazer Clarke. And now we're going to be looking at some of the hottest topics in boxing. And Frazer, where else to start? By Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury. Everyone's talking about it now. It's not actually been announced yet, but everyone is getting very, very excited about it. Are you excited about this? Is this a fight you're bothered about, given that it's probably come 5, 6, 7 years later than it should have done initially?
You're a football man like me. You like football, don't you?
I do.
Are you going to watch the World Cup final?
Absolutely.
Champions League final?
Absolutely.
That's where we are with this.
Yeah.
And that's not me saying that they are what they once was, but the best thing that I like about boxing, I like about a fight, is fights that have questions around them. Split opinion. This has been split. This fight has been split opinion since I think they sparred in. There's that video of Fury doing a call. I think it was 2010, maybe 2011. I've had my own. Obviously, I've had my time with AJ. I've known Fury. I've got people that are close with Fury. I've ifed and I've swayed on my opinion, and I'd consider myself someone that has a good idea about boxing. It is a little bit later than we wanted to see. So was Brook and Khan.
Mayweather
Pacquiao. Did we watch? I said, I boxed on one of them. So yes, and I'll be there. I'll be ringside, I'll be front row, because I think for our generation, it's one of them fights like the names I just mentioned. Your Brook and Khan, Mayweather Pacquiao, and Fury AJ. I mean, the Brook and Khan, you might even say, is not on a level to them other two that I'm saying, but it delivered.
Yeah.
So it is. So for me, it is now, because it was fantastic, a fantastic night.
Actually, as well, there's a part of me that I'm similar to you. I share your thoughts. I will watch it, right? These two guys are going to go in the ring, and regardless what we say, if it's too late, which I think it is, we're going to watch it. It's going to do crazy numbers. But sometimes actually it coming a little bit later potentially makes it an even better fight.
Oh, to watch?
Yeah.
Yeah, listen, defenses aren't now what defenses was 4 or 5 years ago, let me tell you that.
Yeah.
That is just the way the world works. But I also say this, I keep saying this, well, I've not said it to anyone yet, but this is what my thought process is. They can both have warm-up fights. We can both go off Fury's wins over Deontay Wilder, Joshua's losses to Usyk, Joshua's wins against Ngannou and Jake Paul, Fury's win against Makhmudov. Forget about that. This is one night. This is one camp. This is a cup final.
Yeah.
This is a cup final. And we all know what happens in cup finals. Yeah. Anything can happen.
Yeah, form goes out the window.
Let me tell you now, form goes out the window. For the build-up and the expectation for this fight, it's 36 minutes. And that's what matters. What's happened before or come before doesn't matter. They will both be up for it in a different way. To that Makhmudov fight, to the guy that Josh was fighting in July, that's one thing. When you put these two in a ring with each other, maybe not the best of them in terms of their youth, but I think we're going to see the best effort from both fighters. I really do.
It's their legacy fight, isn't it?
No, of course, 100%.
When it's all said and done, no one's going to be time stamping when that fight took place.
No.
They're just going to say who won.
Who won. And you know what I do like about it? I like the fact that Joshua signed a 2-fight deal with the Riyadh season. That means there's no rematch clause. I like that. For this one, I like it. This is, you know what? This is the end of the chapter.
You know what? I thought the exact same thing. I assumed there'd be a rematch clause.
Yeah, well, so did I, because there's one chance to make money, two chances to make money. You know how it goes. I know how it goes. But for this, I think this is the full stop, and I love that.
It's a shootout.
Yeah, 100%.
Who are going into a fight like this now, and this probably has changed over the years. It's probably gone up and down, but the fight now, let's say it happens in October. Who goes into that fight being the A-side now?
Oh, I'm a real hater of A-side, B-sides, you know. They're both A-sides. They're both getting paid ridiculous amounts of money. Everyone's an A-side. But whether it becomes Joshua Fury or Fury Joshua, I think whoever is a real one won't care.
Yeah.
But I know boxers, and I know there's egos involved in boxing as well as you do. It could become a problem. I believe that once upon a time, this got really close again. I believe, and obviously I've been involved and I've been around. I believe this fight once broke down over whose name was going first on the poster. I believe that's happened before in the past.
I might be.
Don't quote me, but I might have overheard that is where the fight has broke down before.
And there's a part of me that worries that could happen again, just purely based on...
No, that was then. That was when we're talking a couple of million for the fight or 10 million for the fight. Now we're up in the 50s, the 60s, the 80s, the 100 millions, which is ridiculous to even sit here and say that.
That's crazy.
But I think someone will swallow it, or someone will say, listen, you put my name at the bottom of the poster, you spell it backwards if you want, the money we're getting. No one cares, surely. That's what I think.
Your ring walk in second, but here's an extra 5 minutes.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah. Who, again, with time, who do you think, this fight being delayed until this stages of their career, who does that favour? Who's got more left in the tank, would you say?
It's so hard off their activities of late. I find it really hard to put the sort of, to put anything on Joshua, as in terms of, the last time I seen him in the ring was with Jake Paul. I can't take too much from it.
Yeah.
He's also had a devastating life event since.
Yeah.
But with Fury, he had some, I can make a bit of an argument. He come back the other week, and I thought he did well against Makhmudov, considering the time he had out of the ring. So I can make more of an opinion about Fury's chances and how he approaches a fight than can Joshua's, because his activity's been a bit topsy-turvy and up and down, life problems and boxing Jake Paul. So it's quite difficult to make that assumption now. They both do them fights, and I think they're going to have them separately. But I think if you're really going cinema about it, which boxing is now, it's in Riyadh. I think Joshua's boxing in Riyadh. Do them both on the same card. Flip a coin. One of them fights before, one of them fights after. Do them both on the same card. After the second one fights, we get them both in the ring again. WWE style, get the table in there, sign the contract in front of everyone, make it what it is. You know what I mean? It's a big fight.
Yeah. That's a great idea, to be fair. That's a really good idea.
That's to you directly, Turkey.
You want some commission after that. So yeah, I agree with you. I think inactivity probably favours Fury.
Yeah.
He seems like the fighter that can have time off and get back to his flow a little bit quicker. But what do you expect from a fight if these two are to meet in October?
But sorry, just going to go back. But saying that, I don't know how Fury lives his life, but I do know how AJ lives his life. So I do know physically that guy is always good. Do you know what I mean? And that's not me just saying it because he looks ridiculous. I'm just saying what he puts into himself in terms of his training. We hear the stories of Cristiano Ronaldo and the money he spends on looking after himself and the levels he goes to. I can tell you now, Anthony Joshua is the best professional I've ever seen.
And that not doing that catches up with you at some point. And that's the question mark I've got is, does AJ doing the right things for 10, 15, 20 years now, Fury not, does that bridge the technical gap if there is one?
Possibly. That's a great point. You know, the mad thing about boxing is, same as Wardley Dubois the weekend, all opinions are only opinions until the first bell goes, aren't they? Yeah. When they finally get in the fight in the ring, we'll know after about 6 minutes, 2 rounds, we'll get a bit of an idea of how it's going.
100%. What does it mean for their legacies? Not who needs the win more, but who is the win bigger for, do you think?
I've no idea. I have no idea. I think they're both cemented as British legends. I think.
Because I go back to the Khan Brook, as you've mentioned, and for me, Brook needed the win more than Khan did.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Whereas this fight,
That made Kell Brook a superstar.
Yeah.
I did, yeah. I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. But we got two superstars fighting already. None of them is trying to get made. I think it's going to sound that the only thing that can do, I feel like they can't have no higher pedigree of both of them. I believe Joshua's got an MBE.
yes,
We could see Tyson Fury MBE. And I know that's me picking and nitpicking, but that is the caliber of the fight. We could end up seeing something like that. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But as for stardom, it doesn't get bigger than them two.
Mm-hmm. And just for the loser, whoever loses this fight, do you think that'll be the end?
Yeah, they're having a nightmare. They've had a nightmare. They've probably got 100 mil on top of what they've already got in the bank. They're going to buy an island, sit on it for the rest of their life, drinking out of a coconut, having fruit poured and dropped into their mouth. It's a nightmare. But in terms of boxing, yeah, I think they've give us all they've got. Do you know what I mean? They give us a great time. It's their decision, and you never tell someone when to end. But I don't know who they'd fight.
Do you know what? It got this as storylines go. What I would love to see, they fight each other, an unbelievable fight, and they both call it a day, same night.
Yeah, I can see it now. A little shake of the hand. Best man won on the night.
Yeah.
Thank you, boxing.
Yeah.
But we want them in boxing, don't we? They're good characters, you know, both of them. Fury's a massive character. AJ's a great character. We want them in boxing.
Okay, guys, so now we're going to talk a little bit about Zuffa Boxing and the impact that this could have on the sport. I'm again with Frazer. So, Frazer, you've obviously heard about Zuffa, Dana White, all of this sort of stuff coming in. What's sort of your initial thoughts of Dana White, Zuffa Boxing coming into the sport and trying to make their mark on it?
Well, hopefully you can educate me a bit on this as we speak, but the more people involved in boxing for me, always the better. The more money there is to pay fighters, the better. Because remember, I know fighters at all different levels. And the more people involved, hopefully, what they'll tell you is the more opportunity for the little guys, the people that don't get the chances. And that's what I want to see. You know, as a fellow pro, I want to see everyone get a chance, you know. But correct me if I'm wrong, they got their own titles.
Yeah, so it's going to be almost like the UFC is to MMA. So in MMA, you've got the UFC, which is one organization with their own pool of fighters, their own divisions, own world titles. And the UFC set the pay, they set the fights. I guess the most simplistic way I can describe it as it almost is going into an employment, right?
Yeah.
So in boxing, it would become the Zuffa World Championship for each division. They would tell you, for example, if you join, okay, this is your pathway, your next few fights, this is what you're getting paid, and we control.
I think the one I hate going down this road. I do. So I've heard they're paying well. Obviously, we heard the Conor Ben situation and so on and so on. I'm not sure how much weight the world title is going to hold.
That's a big question.
It's hard to break what's been there for so long. You know, history is the other bolts. You know what I mean? The BBC, the BBO, you know, IBF. Like, so it'd be hard to break into that. But if they're making good matches and they're paying well, they've got a good broadcaster. They've got the best broadcaster. They've got Sky Sports, haven't they? Do you know what I mean? So
that's huge.
That's a great start. That's a great start. Time will tell. They could become massive players. I don't know how it's going. I mean, in my gym, Jack Massey, he's just signed with Zuffa and he's fighting Siobhan Clarke at some point. They're both under the Zuffa banner. And these are two fighters that probably didn't have too much opportunity elsewhere. So it's helping them in a respect. Which I'm all for. I'm all for giving all the guys an opportunity, giving every guy a chance to earn money.
I think that's where it really does work, is that as a fighter who's on the way up, right? Small hall shows, let's say, the equivalent of that. You can go to Zuffa, and now you know if you just keep winning, you're going up the rankings, you're fighting number 10, then you're fighting number 8. And if you're good enough, you are going to get the rewards of that. And I think that's where it really benefits those kind of fighters. The flip side of it, I guess, is when you get someone who's a superstar, who now has built up their own brand, who almost the weight of the promoter need them more than they need the promoter. And they got these brand deals, they should be getting paid more money, but they're capped. I think that's the flip side.
That's the flip side. I mean, we're not going to worry about them guys too much because they should have plenty of money as it is. My issue is, not my issue, because I've not got an issue, but no one as of yet, I've not seen I go to the amateur shows all the time. I've heard no one yet say, our dream is to become a Zuffa world champion.
Yeah, it's a fair point.
You know what I'm saying? Do you know, like, it doesn't hold history yet. It doesn't hold purpose as of yet.
No.
Whereas an Olympic medal, a WBC, the green and gold is the usual one that the kids wanted. You know what I mean?
I think that's the big difference, to be honest, in terms of what they did in MMA versus boxing, is that when UFC started in MMA, it was a very new sport.
Yeah.
You know, if you look at some of the first videos, it was a 100 kilo kickboxer fighting a 20 kilo wrestler. It was crazy. But in boxing, you've got the history. You've got the traditions. You've got, the emotional attachments to the green and gold.
Yeah.
And I think that could be their biggest challenge, is that you're fighting against that.
But history has to start somewhere.
Exactly. And money talks.
Money talks, yeah, exactly. So time will tell, but we can't judge this after a year. We can't judge after 2 years. We need to judge it in 10 years if it's still here. Do you know what I mean?
Do you think boxing needs that change, or is the way it is now, is that a part of the beauty, that you can pick and choose, that you can make your own pathway to where you want to get? You got that freedom.
I think competition is good for all promoters. I think the best shows aren't created unless the other promoters are having good shows. You know what I mean? So I do believe in competition. But again, what they're trying to do is really difficult to break into the niche of what we do. You know, like they've been there for so long. History doesn't lie. Do you think they'll... Sky Sports helps a lot.
That is massive, because that all of a sudden gets your average sport viewer watching it, and they will then start linking boxing with Zuffa. They'll just think Zuffa is boxing.
It is. Do you know what I mean? So that is massive, and it does massive numbers, and it's a great organisation. So
do you think they'll be? Do you think they'll break through? That they'll be here 5-10 years time?
Yeah, I think they will. But they're gonna have to change a few things on the way. I mean, none of the kids, they're not their own sponsors, or they're not.
No.
But plain sure, I think there's it's all good for them, because these are probably rich people that are doing it. All these kids, they're trying to grab every penny they can. They need help with things. Unless they're bridging a gap behind the scenes and chucking the lads a bit of coin. Some of these kids are losing out on thousands of pounds per month, per year, and this is what some of their families feed themselves on. It's what they feed themselves on. It's what they use camp money for: sparring, travel, looking after yourself. So then, top of bottom is, any boxing organisation needs boxers. And if the boxers aren't happy, you've not got nothing to go with, have you? Do you know what I mean?